activists. We have really tried to work together with other actors, especially the Children's Department for Kuria West and the rest of the counties in Migori, and also the police. And basically, I think we tried to form an ad hoc committee. First, there was a meeting for all actors. Then later on, we were in a preparation before the FGM started in terms of also looking into spaces that will be used as rescue centers. I happen to be one of the ad hoc committee member who were able to do an assessment to one of the proposed area of rescue center, and we did it successfully. So currently we are having about 3 and an additional of 1, that is 4 rescue spaces. I'll not mention them, but they are operational. And basically, we can say that for Kuria case, I might not speak for other counties, but it's really pathetic, and it's something that it's really sickening because we've had mass cutting of girls. This is not something we can put our heads down, but it's something that actually is happening. It started with Kuria West, then spread to Mabera sub-county. Then for Kuria West, that is Bukira clan or community. Then it went to Mabera, that is Bugumbi. And later on, last week, it started on the side of Kuria East, that is Nyabasi clan of the Kurian community. So we have 3 clans cutting in Kuria right now. And I think I must say that all actors are trying their level best. And I must also say that for the rescue, we are over 200 rescued girls. We are moving to 300. The girls who have been rescued who are not yet cut, and that is a win for actors in Migori. But the unfortunate part of it is that we also have girls who have been cut. And right now, as even the procession are happening, the cutting is happening in the day broad light, because it for especially for Kuria West, I think it's something that we had already forgotten, of parading girls even in front of the organizations that are working in Kuria, in front of even public institutions, in front of police. But for Kuria West, it has been unique because the parading has been in front of police station, with girls paraded in the procession. That one, we cannot hide from that. And I think through the security intelligence, they have tried their level best. I might not talk on behalf of the security team, but being one of the people sitting at the committee that is responding to it, I think they have tried their level best. But because it is mass, again, we have not seen support, further support from outside, especially maybe if maybe there is an overwhelm anywhere, maybe I think security sometimes call for reinforcement and all that, which is something that has not happened this time around, as much as they are trying to manage. But again, I must say that arrests have been made. That one, it's agreeable. There are parents who are who have been taken to court. And then we have also the child protection units within the police stations. That is Bania, Kehancha, and the rest police stations. And we have also a number of girls who have been cut already because during the arrest of the security apparatus, there are girls who are seized. They are not put in cell, but they are put in child protection units. And I think through the coordination of stakeholders, we've been able to ensure that at least we are mobilizing food, we are mobilizing sanitary towels, we are mobilizing things that they can be used there through partners. And I think it has not been that much effective, but at least we are managing because of the resources. Most of the frontliners, most of the organization in Kuria invested a lot in terms of advocacy from January, and most of them right now don't have resources. So the little resources that we are getting are from basically organization or well-wishers who are trying to fix to ensure that we rescue girls. Because now even police are saying that For the girls who are already cut, I think they are mapping because I sit at the coordination. They are really mapping and having a database on how they will execute more arrests. But again, we are interested in rescuing the girls who are not yet cut. I think that is what we are doing right now. And for Kuri, I think we are coordinating with monitors or the frontliners across the villages to ensure that they give this information earlier. Then we relay it to children department in the police, and they facilitate the rescue, which I think is moving on so well, though it is overwhelming because not all are being rescued, but the police are also trying their level best. But actually, I can say that even looking at the situation, there is sort of frustrations. There is first of, I think other actors are really tired about what is happening, because even this Wednesday, Wednesday was a day before yesterday. We can see the major markets, especially in Kehancha market. Normally on Wednesday, there are markets within Kehancha, that is Kuria West. And we could see 100 of cut girls who are just walking aimlessly, are walking boldly, because they are coming to the markets to do shopping, because we know that during this celebration, there is that money they are being given along the road and as tokens. So they are using this money to come to the markets. And nothing is happening. They are just loitering around proudly, very diligently. They are walking without shame, and there's nothing that is happening, because I don't know what is happening this time around in Korea, but number of girls have been cut. But as much as those have been cut, we are trying as frontline activists, we are trying as much as possible how best we can coordinate in the best way to rescue those who are not yet cut. It is still ongoing. And I think basically, especially for Kuria East and also West, it's still something that is alarming and Mabera. So challenges that are being experienced is that as much as even the government apparatus here, the local government apparatus here have maybe fuel, things to do with even resources even to heighten media awareness or media attention. Because we've had other organization having some few media engagement, which we have also tried to, they have tried to donate and also engage. Like the other week we had the Deputy County Commissioner going to the radio with support of Zinduka on radio. So this one, I think it's something that should be heightened in terms of supporting media engagement. And also another issue is also for the girls who have been rescued, we don't have things like how best, because we have this season, we are right now in November, we also have December, and we are also projecting that it can spill over even to January. Resources are limited, as I said, because a number of organizations, a number of frontline activists, a number of people don't have even food stuff for the children to use at these rescue spaces. So it's something worrying. And for Korea, I must boldly say that we seems like nobody cares. It is only activists and few government agencies and government actors who are really helping in this. But I can say that the political class are dead silent. Nobody's talking about FGM in Korea or even rallying the community right now. I'm not saying before, but right now, because it has been mass cutting. No political class we've had going even doing a presser, going to a public meeting and even castigating this and even calling for action for FGM to stop. I've not seen that. I've not heard. If it is there, maybe it can be shared. And actually, we feel like we have been left. Activists from Korea, Jen can attest that here in this meeting, we feel like, and Christine, we feel like we have been left in the desert. We have been left in the jungle because people are not speaking more. We are also seeing even the efforts of the county government. It is very low. It is very little effort because a number of activities are going even on within the counties. We marked the 16 days, but it was just blame game. People are blaming this thing. These have not been done. That has not been done. But I think basically it is a moment of not putting on blame games and what has not worked. But this is an emergency action that a number of girls are being mutilated. A number of girls are being even forced. Even we have seen women, older women are being forced to go for the cuts. And this is something strange. And it is not happening in the night, the way it had changed. It is happening in day broad light. And even if you walk now for even 100 meters, you will meet a cat girl walking on the road, or you can meet a procession of celebration of circumcision that is passing, having boys and girls within themselves. When the anti-FGM board came a certain time here, 2 weeks but one, they attested. They used a route from Hispania, that is in Kuria West, coming to for where the venue of the meeting was. The manager of the anti-FGM board acknowledged that actually he has personally met 7 cat girls with their own eyes. And it was really something that was really a call for action. But dear colleagues, I can say that Kuria, we seems like we've been left. We have a number of officers, government officers, who have put their lives in front in terms of helping out. But I felt personally that we could have more call to action from government officials, call to action from more people who are on the spaces of decision making, who are the duty bearers. We are locking that 100% support, even 90. I think right now can equate it by 20 to 30% support, which will ensure as made a loophole for more girls to be cut. We are now heading to December. Even as I'm speaking today, girls are being mutilated. Personally, when I was coming from home to the office, I met a procession having girls with my own naked eyes, but there's nothing as an activist I can do. I cannot confront, I cannot arrest, I cannot do anything. It's only giving out information. But again, giving that information is based on already cut girl. The security apparatus, what they can also do is just mark and put in their database that I said they are committed for already, those who have perpetrators who have done it, to do later on arrest. But there's nothing we can do. So I think a lot of action is needed, a lot of media action and call to action is needed in Kuria. I don't know about other counties, but we feel like frontline activists, we've been left in the wilderness, and even our efforts are being drained by everyone. So I think it's not time to pour blame games to anyone, but my call is call for action to ensure that how best can other counties support us? How can we support other counties to call for action to stop mass FGM happening in Kuria? It is really worst. I don't know what we'll be talking about next year if this number of 100 of girls have been cut. But I'm glad that what gives me hope, and the rest of the activist team here from Migori County, is that at least even if you rescue one, that is what gives us hope. But a number of lives of girls and women are at risk in Migori County and specifically in Kuria. Thank you so much. Allow me to stop there, Jeremiah.
Thank you so much, Vincent. And yeah, I don't know how to express this, but yeah, I think we've failed you guys this time. I know Ambrose had said I'd requested to speak after you. It would be nice if Christine would have picked from Vincent, but if you could give us a quick update, Ambrose, so that we are also able to know what's happening in West Pokot or Pokot North as well. Very briefly, if you can. Remember that the format is, what's the problem? What are you guys going through? What's the status on the ground? And what needs to be done? I think for Vincent in Kuria, he's just said that, you know, they are overwhelmed. The cases are many. Little actors are actioned on the ground. And I think what I got strongly from you, Vincent, is media. Yeah. Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Over to you. I think he's actually gone. Ambrose.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot, Jeremy. The way I've said earlier that I'm called Ambrose Marian from West Pokot County, working in Pokot North and West Pokot Sub-County as Kapenguria. The issue which is happening in West Pokot is that FGM is taking place, but in a very hidden way, in a very segregative way. I know Domtila will give more updates of what is happening in Sigor, that's Central Pokot, and maybe part of Kipkomo. So let me talk on behalf of Pokot North, which borders Uganda. And currently, what is happening is there are girls which are undergoing FGM as we talk, more so along the border points. That is in eastern part of Uganda, that's a Mudat district, and some part of Moroto. that is Karamoja sub-region. So what is happening is that some girls pretend that they are visiting their relatives in the eastern part of Uganda, but in the process, they're being cut in those places. So we have cases of almost 175 girls suspected to have undergone FGM, and they are now in hidden places. If I can talk of areas like Anyerus, which borders, that is a Swarm ward, and Kapchorwa, Buko, in eastern Uganda, and Muda district in eastern Uganda. So we have also some girls in a place called Cheptapoyo, around 29 of them, which have been reported to be circumcised and taken to the hills of a place called Kadam. So the major challenge we are facing currently is there is very poor coordination of many actors in North Pokot, as much as we have active platforms, like we have joint WhatsApp group which coordinates some issues in Eastern Uganda. That is Moroto and that belt of and Pokot North Sub-County. So if you look at the structures of the police officers or the law enforcement officers, they still a weakness, because one reason is they are weak. There are few of them, and then two, the places where they are located, most of the time there's no network, so it's very hard to conduct them during the hard time. So another thing, as much as we have a very active county commissioner who is very passionate about fighting the FGM, so the information have reached down to the assistant chiefs and even Nyumba Kumi. So the main challenge is people now hide a lot of information to them. So the reports we are receiving is from our surveillance team, which now we think that there is need to strengthen them and also strengthen the law enforcement officers, so that at least they can form a very strong referral cases and monitor the movement of girls during this season. So another thing that we have experienced is that there is FGM taking places even in churches, around 2 weeks ago in a place called Akoret. Akoret is one of the remotest area whereby there is no road, there is no government officials in that area. So what is happening is they pretend to be in camps, the church camp, but the real sense, these are the girls who have undergone FGM, and they are being put in a circulation in a very circular way. So there is also need now to strengthen the religious leaders, the women leadership, the youth leadership, and the activists in Crown. So that calls for a brief training for them, and then also give them tools on how they can report, how they can do referrals and rescues. So another thing that we have also experienced is that as much as we have child protection network in West Pokot, which is being spearheaded by Children Department, well, they are very active in West Pokot. The Children Department is very active, but there are very few of them. And most of the time, like if I can talk of Pokot North, they lack even means of movement, since they don't have a vehicle, fuel sometimes, even coordination airtime. So there is really need to see how better we can reinforce or strengthen the child protection actors up to what we call it child protection volunteers, or currently what we call it promoters. So the way I reported last time that we have more than 1,500 to 2,000 to over 2,500 girls who are at risk. So that's a very high number during this holiday, because in most parts of West Pokot we have Pamba harvest. So when we have Pamba harvest, there's a lot of circumcision taking place, because people want to have ceremonies, people want to have marriages. So it is a process also for these girls to be circumcised. So it's an issue that which really need to be addressed. So I know my colleague Domtila will give updates of Central. So I think, Jeremy, that is brief of what is happening with Pokot North Sub-County. So the issue of cross-border need to be strengthened. The use of the surveillance team, the use of law enforcement officers, the health team, the health management team, the activists in crowd need to be strengthened. So I think if I get another opportunity, maybe to add something later, I'll still do. So thanks a lot, Jeremy.
Thanks a lot, Ambrose. And thank you for that update. it's a lot of asks from West Pokot. So we'll see again what can be done and what's not possible. I think tulisema tunafungua tu roho hapa, kuna kitu kama we just say as it is. But thank you very much. So from what I've gotten from you, we have cross-border issues, and then we have capacity, and then actors. So I would just say, Ambrose, maybe because I unfortunately was listening more than I was typing, if you can just also add onto this so that we can forward it to Alex and Sadia. Also, for Korea, we said we need media intervention. We are just looking at the most urgent things to be done, because also you saw what Maggie posted, and it was just little funds for all the issues that are going on. Let's see if you can raise more funds from these sessions. Someone else from West Pokot, I see Edith. I would assume you're from West Pokot, sorry. If you could quickly add on to what Ambrose has given us. He said, coordination has a small challenge and other things. So if you could just go for it. Sorry, Eddie, we can't hear you at all. If you could remove the headphones, I think that would work better. We still can't hear you.
Hello.
Yes, now we can hear you. Fantastic. So if you could just frame yourself a little bit higher, we can see you well. Perfect. Okay.
Thank you so much. Sorry for joining the meeting late.
All is good.
Yeah, my name is Edith Lorema, the children's officer in charge of Sigor Sub-County, Port Central Sub-County. I want to, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. And I just want to present the status of children in Sigor. Currently, FGM is being conducted in my sub-county. I want to report that there are 30 cases that have been reported of FGM that has just occurred in a duration of 2 weeks. But the main challenge is that only 8 cases have been arrested. The parents also have been arrested on the same, and also the circumcisers have been arrested. So that is the beautiful part of it, that indeed the chiefs are doing their work, and also the community, they have responded in terms of giving information of the FGM that is being occurring in the moment. The challenge with the process is that the police officers, we have new police officers who have been brought on board after some were transferred. So they really don't have so much knowledge of the case management. But our role as the children's department will come handy to ensure that children are safe during the process and that they are protected and that their rights are also protected. So the 8 matters have progressed in court. And yesterday I want to report that I was with the 8 cases, reporting on their status and the protection for their children. The parents also are through the judicial process, although some were bonded because it's their right, but the circumcisers also have taken plea on the same. So the challenge is that really FGM is occurring now, and I'm told that yesterday there was another FGM that occurred in an area called Korelach. That is near to our sub-county office. So the area somehow is facing challenge of the hard to reach area. The terrain is so bad, and they were able to take the girls to the mountains. So the cut was conducted in the hard to reach areas, but with the support of the chiefs and the child protection volunteers, we have been able to arrest the circumciser alone. So the girls were hidden, but I want to promise that over this weekend, the girls will be rescued and the parents arrested. We are really saying that parents have to be brought on board because it's the responsibility of the parents to protect their children. So if girls will be circumcised, we say that parents have to take handy in terms of protection. So when a PNC file is open in respect of these children, the parents have to be brought before the law so that it send a message to the community. I want to report that another challenge is the cross-border, that the recent FGM that occurred in Masol, that is the location bordering Baringo, girls were taken to Baringo. So we were only able to arrest 4 girls, and the rest were taken, around 10 of them, they were taken to Baringo, because most of them have relatives on the other side of Baringo County. So that is the very big challenge on our side, because you're not able to trace the well-being of these children after FGM. Most of them are married off. So you can imagine an 11-year-old girl being circumcised, and then their future is not guaranteed. So on this platform, I want to report that indeed, this long holiday is so tough on us. Children are not guaranteed of their safety. And I want to also report that there are areas like that is Parkoyo, Sekel, Chepkondol, and the upper part, Mosop, where FGM is being done in secrecy. But we are not tiring. We are saying that we'll go on to advocate for the rights of these girls. We are going to work with the government agencies, that is the Ministry of Interior, the churches, the child protection volunteers, and the community, to ensure that the girls are safe, and that despite the act being conducted, we are going to make sure that arrest is done. So the challenges on our side is one, the cross-border. Another thing is that we need to strengthen the referral pathway in terms of reporting. That is, the police officers who are supposed to register the cases, we need to capacity build them on their role. Because if something is not done right, then you're going to lose evidence through the judicial process. Another request that I want to make is that indeed, on our end, you're doing our work, but you don't have facilitation. Like, I'm the only sub-county children's officer, I'm the only children's officer, but of course, with the Kinadom Tila supporting our work, I really have to go out of my way to reach out to these children, both in court and in the community. So I don't have maybe a vehicle, or of which mostly we use the DCC vehicle, but again, the issues of fuel, issues of airtime, and now with the status in the government, we are really underfunded in terms of our work. But all in all, I'm going out of my way to ensure that, one, the girls are protected. At times, I have to go into my pocket to facilitate their status in terms of their dignity kits, their day-to-day operations in terms of their needs. At times, these girls, they come from single parents. So there are so many other needs beyond just protection of these children. And lastly, I want to just say thank you on this platform, that indeed we are seeing that the community is ready to change, but we need to do a lot in terms of advocacy. And I'm requesting that if we are able to conduct community dialogue, especially in Wewe location and Lomut location in this long holiday, because those are the notorious areas in my sub-county where FGM is being conducted, and child marriage, we'll be able to send the message of child protection, and also to strengthen the reporting and the referral pathway. And lastly, before I forget, that the emerging issue now again in my sub-county is gold mining, that is happening in Orwa. There's so much gold that has just come handy, which maybe it's addressing poverty, but again, we know that with gold mining,
I think
children are losing their own way in terms of their protection. FGM is being conducted, child marriage conducted. Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering, what
Sorry,
did
I can't get you.
Sorry, what did you say the emerging issue is?
Jeremy, mining.
I was just saying that gold mining is an emerging issue in my sub-county, gold mining. And you know that it's something good, of course, but for the children, we're not guaranteed of their safety. So I'm saying that come January, we are not guaranteed that these children will go back to school. And I'm requesting that if you're able to support us to again do advocacy and reaching out to these areas, so that children will be able to go back to school and also be protected during this long holiday. So I want to say thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much, and for that very detailed update. Thank you. I think I just keep typing here, and then we'll see the way forward together moving forward. Is there anyone else from West Pokot here? Or
Jeremy, yes, I'm not saying. Can you hear me? Jeremy,
yes.
maybe edit.
Is it
You can
Domtila?
mute your. Is it me? Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Okay, now, please.
I just need like a minute. I just need a minute.
Okay.
Because a lot has been said by Ambrose and Edith, and that is the true picture of the situation in West Pokot. So I just wanted to support what my colleagues have put across. And because you are recording this session, maybe after the call, you can share the recording so that we can also maybe put together our presentation as a team from West Pokot, so that we are, speaking with one voice, and just like, a more combined effort for future strategies also, but also to just learn from each other. But I think we will also be able to utilize that presentation or that recording so that we can also organize our asks in terms of priority, because a lot has been said. So we'll be able to do that. You don't have to worry about that. If you can just share the recording, we will put that together. But I really want to support also what the children officer said is really critical at the moment. It's something also that we have worked together on as a global media campaign to train the police officers. That's a key area that I think we will also consider as a priority. So thank you so much on behalf of West Pokot County. And I beg to drop off in about 3 minutes. I have another meeting coming up, but Edith and Ambrose, I'm sure, will stay on, and maybe we can catch up later. Thank you.
Thank you, Domtila, and thank you for the entire West Pokot team. Oh, sorry, Pokot team. I always keep saying West Pokot, but it's actually West Pokot County. Yeah. Yes. Okay, is there anyone else from that region? If you are neighboring, there are some points that have been mentioned regarding Baringo. So if there is anyone who would speak to any cross-border issue that's happening there, if you're also representing, Uganda or any other county that, touches West Pokot, then I think that's probably a good way to have a flow. If there's anyone.
Jeremiah, we have Valeria from Tanzania here in Kuria. We work closely with him, and currently there are also girls who have been rescued that are in the safe space in Tanzania. So if maybe, Valeria, if you're there, you can just give maybe in few minutes, just give something.
Jeremiah, do you allow me to speak?
Yes, please. And very nice to meet you. For some reason, I really can't see.
Now, can you see? I'm just on the road traveling.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the meeting. I'm very sorry for joining late. I thought actually the meeting is tomorrow. I think I got the message late, just because I was on the way traveling.
Okay.
But what I wanted to say is that on the side of Tanzania currently, we cannot promote maybe issues of awareness and other things, no. But what is needed now is rescue, because the situation is worse. When you are on the road, you see that people are very busy with the FGM. So what is needed actually currently is to make sure that how we rescue many girls as we can, those who are at risk. Currently, I have 25 now girls from Kenya, especially from Mabera sub-county and the Sirari border, who are now at the shelter. But still, there are a number of girls who are at risk. But,
Sorry. Can you hear me? Valerian, can you hear me? Okay, sorry. I don't know. Are you driving? Just that we make sure that you...
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but
yes,
it's breaking. Are you driving?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. With your friend here, Katinda. No, I'm not driving.
Okay. Then if you could just hold your phone maybe a little bit like this so that we can see you properly. Just hold it like this and see if you can. Yes, that's way better. Okay.
Do you know? Okay.
All right. Yeah, we want to see you, Valerian.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So what I was saying is that in Tanzania, actually, I think Vincent also knows the side of place. What is needed actually currently is to see how we can support fuel for the police to make a rescue and make a patrol in those hotspot areas where FGM now is taking place. There are a number of girls who are coming from Kenya to Tanzania, but they are just caught on the way coming to the safe house. But also girls from Tanzania, the same situation, they are just caught on the way coming to the safe house by those men and boys, and then they are sent back to the mutilators to be cut. So we need actually to assist the police so that they can assist in rescue. Currently, I have communicated with the headquarters of police.
Sorry, you're losing him, Valerian.
Girls who are now at risk of FGM.
Okay, so what I got is basically
Hello?
for the FGM that you are coordinating with Vincent as well from the cross-border region of Kenya and Tanzania, and there is need to support basically the police in terms of just making sure that the girls are rescued. But maybe one question that I would ask is well, if you are coordinating with the police, is there a commitment from the national government in Tanzania to say we understand that FGM is going on? What is it basically doing? Is there any response from government from like the police trying to address the issue on a local level, or is just there no commitment from a bigger scope, in your opinion? Sorry. I think we skip because this is so important. But we really can't get Valerian because
no any commitment from the regional level.
Sorry, Valerian, we lost you a little bit.
Hello?
All right, you can now see Valerian. Please come again about the commitment.
Yeah, I'm saying there is no commitment from the national level, but there are commitment from the regional level and the district level. But from the national level, as I have communicated with the IGP, the police commander of Tanzania, he has provided 200 police officers in Tarime who are now making patrol of the areas where FGM is taking place.
Amazing. And because we had lost you, what needs to be done urgently? I mean, you had spoken about supporting the police that have been deployed. What needs to be done? And also in assumption, if the police deploy, if the police heads deploy, or the ministry deploys people to Tarime, are there resources that come with them, or how does it work in Tanzania?
Yeah, of course, there are some few resources, but we are facing challenge on the issue of fuel. We have already hired some vehicles, but we miss fuels that the police can go many places, especially to those hotspot areas where FGM is taking place.
Thank you very much, Valerian. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Because you're on the road, I don't know how much longer we would have you. Is there anything else you'd like to add on just the situation in Tanzania and also mentioning the Kenya?
Yeah, I think what is needed actually is that to see how we can connect the police officers in Tanzania and Kenya, because there is this high cross-border FGM, to see how they can work together as we have been collaborating in the cross-border FGM meeting, for them to come together and maybe plan together the better way they can protect these girls.
Thank you very much, Valerian. I don't know if there is anyone who's here, but I know you are with your frontline team there.
Yeah.
Hi. That. Is there anyone else who is from that region that would like to add on to what Valerian has just updated us with? Is that Kuria? Is that Masailand? Is that any part in Tanzania or any place that's, you know, almost that geographic region? If you'd like to add something, then that would be good. I also see you, Millie, and Jane as well. I see you from Kuria.
Okay, thank you. I think I can add something on what the colleagues have shared.
Okay, sorry. And who's speaking?
Jen.
Jen. Okay, sorry. I couldn't see you, Jen. Now I can see you.
Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity, for giving us an opportunity to share the frustration, because we are just ventilating the frustration currently. And what I can add on what the colleagues have said is that it is unfortunate that this time in Korea, we have experienced what we have experienced. One, this is a time that we can say we have lost almost 7 lives of young girls and boys who have undergone FGM, FGM, and also because I've been able to get a report on 3 lives of girls who have succumbed to death because of bleeding, which is not something that we need to keep quiet, because in the community we are not allowed to talk about it. But now, as activists and frontline, we need to give this information so that we can see and find a way of how do we handle the data so that it can also be captured in the government database. Second, we have another class of girls who are called intersex. Currently, I've been able to rescue 4 girls who are intersex. These are class of people that even the government is the government has not taken that really initiative on to see on how they can rescue these girls. There are girls, yes, but they are intersex, and these girls are taken to circumcision with these local women. And just imagine, how can these local women circumcise these intersex girls? You just want to understand the risks these girls are facing and that they are going to face. We have also the parents of these girls, especially the women. The women or the mothers of these girls are at risk because the family and the community are not even ready to understand the kind of children they are. They are special children that need a special attention, not just normal girls. And this has given some of us a challenge because, one, because of the stigma, they're afraid even to be hello.
Hear you, Jen. Yeah, we can hear you. Keep going.
Hello.
We can hear you. Please go on.
Jen, we can hear you. Proceed. Jen, we can hear you. Proceed, please. I think she lost her network.
Yeah. But I think what you're hearing here is, adding up to what has been said by Valerian and Vincent in Korea, but now also this intersex issue. I would like to understand this more, but I see Christine's hand is up. So because she's from that area, if you could still just turn your camera on, Christine, that we also see you. Please go for it, as we also wait for Jen. What do you, Christine? Yeah, we can now see you. Sorry, please unmute. Sorry, we can't hear you. Okay, try and mute again, or if not, then you could disconnect the headphones and just speak from the computer directly. Yeah, that looks more promising. Hi, Christine.
Perfect. There we go.
Yes.
You can hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeremiah, and thanks to everyone who has spoken. I really want to echo, I don't know if Vincent had highlighted, I joined when he had already started speaking, but what we are experiencing here is, yes, we want to rescue as many. The situation on ground has really gone out of hand, but we want to really ensure that we rescue as many as possible. But of course, something that is happening that is really not going on well is we are having police officers right now who are already, especially in Korea West, in Kanta, who are feeling like they have lost hope. Why? Because there was a strategy to actually go and get the cutter who was cutting girls that morning. That was on Wednesday last week. And getting there, what happened? Like they had really started well. The rescue had really started well, but going to that particular rescue where they were going to rescue more than 20 girls, and they had really targeted to even target the cutter. And getting there, the community just came out, and people walikuwa wanarushiwa mishale, mawe, and some of them got hurt, the police officers. So going back, they were like, acha wakuria wakate vitu zao, sisi tumeachana nao. So if you see, this is already a state of where the team that is supposed to be out the front line at the moment are feeling so disappointed, are feeling hated by the community, and like the team came from nowhere, like from their homes, their houses, and they were against the police officers. Even wakajaribu kupiga tear gas, but it did not disturb them. They continued throwing stones. So the police had literally to get back and back off. So from last week, the rescue has really gone down. And for me, like yesterday, to be specific, my jirani, I didn't know, because I had talked to those girls, and for me, I was like, yeah, this is a win. The FGM is going to go down. I mean, it's almost maybe ending. That's what I was thinking. And the girls had already been, I had spoken to them, and they're like, sisi hatuendi, hata mama amekataa. But like, it's their brothers have pushed them. They're my neighbors. And I just called, I just had muziki nikitoka kwa kazi, like I left kazi very late. I got to the house around Sambili. And then getting there, I hear music. That is not ordinary. Then I'm like, I think they should be planning for these girls. So immediately I called the police officers, if they could rescue, if they could just come. Imagine how I feel, like my immediate neighbors. It's so sad. So if they could come for rescuing, the reply I got, it's a video combined by a message from a political leader saying that Wakuria oye, Wakuria oye, lazima tufanye vitu zetu, you see. And it's a prominent political leader. And so after he sent me that video, he said, Christine, with this and with what we witnessed on Wednesday, I am sorry we cannot do anything at the moment. So I had to I cried, literally, like, these two girls are going to go for FGM and there's nothing that can be done, and the police are literally demotivated. So for me, I would think, for Korea to be specific and to be Korea West, the truth is the activists at the moment, you can't do anything. Even the messages on WhatsApp, I mean, radio or media, won't do anything at the moment on local radios. But seeing a radical way of how we can involve the politicians to be on top of this, and also how we can best mobilize motivate the police officers at the moment, because they're like, wacheni Wakuria wafanye vitu zao. But it's so sad, the state is worse than we ever expected. So yeah, for me, that's what I feel, that's what I could add.
And Jeremiah, I forgot just to add on what Christina said. There is also a narrative that is going around Kuria and even increasing the cutting of girls.
Sorry.
That there's a
Vincent?
notion, I don't know where it came from, but they are saying that the president has allowed.
Turn your camera on, Vincent. Sorry, so that you can see you.
Okay, sorry. Am I able to be seen?
Yes, we can now see you.
So I just forgot. I know I've spoken earlier, but I forgot when Christine was giving her submission. I remembered something. There is also a narrative that is going on in Korea that the current president, has given a nod for Korean people to practice their culture. I don't know what has that come from, but if you ask every person who is in those procession, who is participating in FGM, that's the way they are saying. And they're saying it has been allowed by the president. Personally, I don't believe in that narrative. I don't know where it came from, because I remember the other time when we did much work as frontline activists, and Christine and the rest of the team here can attest, I think we did much, and even we felt good that the president came and said publicly. Even the previous president talked publicly, and we were able even to run through a media campaign to run those sentiments of the president in the local radio. And I think we counter-attacked what they were saying by that time. Went to shrine, we went even with county government to their shrine of the elders and spoke all this to the elders. So there's a narrative that is running, and that's the reason why I said if you can get a few media engagement in Korea, that will actually strengthen whatever the already work that is going on, especially that was supported by Zinduka, to ensure that we have even how do we call them? We have the mentions, or maybe a jingle that is running with the message of the president, what the president said earlier, even when he was here in Korea the other time about FGM. So it is a very terrible and dangerous narrative that is continuing to perpetuate the increase of cutting of girls, that the president has told Koreans, also has allowed Koreans to practice, as Koreans to practice our own culture. It's really pathetic. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. And I don't know if you had finished speaking, Kate, and Ambrose, but if not, then I think I think we should just go next steps. Being for your specific county, what should we do? That we also have some action points. If you could say that in one paragraph, something very clear, then at least you can pass this to GMC.
I think Jeremy, let me speak about Meru County.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we know, Meru County, the cutting started all the way from August. That is where we entered cases of girls who were circumcised. And even right now, we are having cases of girls being circumcised and others being rescued. But the problem we are facing in Meru is one, both the police and the chiefs, it is like they're trying, but they are doing it. I mean, it is like they don't know what they are doing. Because like the case of the girls who were rescued, one thing which happened is that the girls, after rescued, they took them to the hospital, found they have not been circumcised, and they returned the girls again back in their house. So it is posing a risk to the rescued girls. But I can understand the reason why they are doing that. In Meru, there is no the rescue centers other communities are talking about. So the moment the chief arrest, and for them what they are really targeting, for them what they consider as an offense, FGM cases happened. So I think capacity building of the chiefs and advocacy and both the chief and the police will help in Meru County. that is one area where help is really needed. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kate. I think that's a very clear ask, capacity building of these people. I think, again, in terms of urgency, and again, I'm not going to make any decisions on, on grants and everything. I'm also volunteering, as we all are. But I'd just like to say that it would be really nice for us to look at it this way. If this is going to happen, and we have, and Maggie said that, they raised on GoFundMe $3,000. And if you're going to share this across the counties, I think it's good for us to just get something to start off with that has the highest impact and can, help us, on the go. So again, as we continue just looking at this, it would be nice if we can, just go for that one thing that we think if it's done, then we can, move forward. But thank you very much, Kate. I think that's also really insightful. Okay, asante sana. As we wrap this one up, Valerian, you had spoken. I see Jane. I don't know if you want to give us your final words.
Something on there, because I found myself out of the network.
Yeah.
Yeah, to finish the issue that I've raised about intersex, because others have already been shared. I had started that we have this class of intersex, but they're girls. And the challenge that this class has is one, they're not outgoing. They don't want to speak it out. They have not gained that courage to speak and identify themselves as intersex. And also they face they're subjected to stigma by the community, even by their own parents. And I was giving an example that currently I've rescued 4 girls that I'm staying with. At personal level, I took the risks because these girls were not ready to go to the rescue center. The parents who contacted me, they were given my contact because I work with Intersex as an organization. The parents who contacted me, they completely refused that they don't want these girls to go to any public rescue center, giving their own reasons. They have been frustrated. They have undergone a lot of frustration and also stigma in the group of other girls. So they really didn't want these girls to go there. So I took the risk. I have put them somewhere because the parents have also decided to subject them to FGM, which is also very risky when it is being done by the quack like our normal circumcisers who are doing it on the ground currently. I have also the same case of the intersex parent, the intersex mother who was even injured. The husband was almost cutting her with a panga, and the lady ran out of the family, and because the father wanted this girl to be circumcised and the mother refused. So this is the challenge that this kind of class of girls are facing currently in Korea, and needs at least an intervention how we can help them to move on, because this nature, then there's nobody who can change it, whether the parents or any other, even the expertise, the medical expertise cannot change it. So it is an issue that as the frontliners who are advocating against FGM, we need to find how do we intervene and the interventions to be put in place. To add on cross-border activity, I think we have activity that is going on, especially on Mabera sub-county, where we have Motemorabu and Kumumwamu. They are the small towns bordering Tanzania. And we have realized that the borders are really being engaged to ferry the girls to the other side to be circumcised. And they're the same people who are being used also by those boys and youths who are following those girls who are running for their rescue in Tanzania. So I think we need to engage the border who are operating along the borders of Tanzania and Kenya, and also engage the police and see what is the role, what is the law say about these people crossing to the other side and the border crossing to the other side doing the business there. Is there any law that can at least guide this kind of movement so that we can, because you know when they carry this passenger, when they cross to the other side, it is not easy even to know they are carrying a normal passenger or they are carrying a girl who is going for circumcision. You see, those are challenges that are with us. So I think currently we have even almost not, yesterday we were able to rescue 6 girls from Motemora border who are being taken for circumcision. But it is good enough that we get the information and the girls were returned back. So those girls are put somewhere for their safety. So I think we need to have one thing that I can suggest as a point of action is that the border along along the borders of Tanzania should also be engaged, and through the media, because now you cannot bring people in a meeting, but through the media, let the information, if they can get that media engagement, let them know what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to do it, and how they can identify that the passenger they are carrying, this girl is being taken for circumcision. If at all the border has not been informed by either the parents or the guardian who is accompanying the girl. Right, the girls we rescued yesterday, it is unfortunate that the border were not aware, except one who was told to mobilize other borders to carry the girls. So I think that is what I wanted to add on top of what other colleagues have raised. And also something that you have experienced during this period is that the cutters currently are doing the cutting during daytime, which has not been there, especially in Kuria West. And this, the place where the girls are being cut is guarded by youths who are really armed with all other arms like machetes, arrows. I wonder, why do they go into that place? Why do the government allow even these people to go in such a place when they're armed? So I really don't know. I'm still thinking, how do we share this? How do we give an intervention that when these people are going out and escorting these girls and escorting the boys, they should not be armed the way they are armed. In Kuria West, we have seen something that has not been there for some times, that the place is guarded with the armed youths, which is very risky even to themselves. Thank you so much. That is what I think I wanted to add as an observation and an action point.
Oh, thank you so much. I think we call this, I think if we could just summarize, and you feel like there's something that you've not added into this chat, again, as I said, what you're trying to do here is to get as much information as possible, and then we can just pass it to the guys GMC and see what can be done going forward. So parting shots is basically what you're doing right now, so that you also don't have too much information that you can hardly process, and then you can proceed from there. So yeah, just turn your camera on and speak. If not, we just end this in 4 minutes at exactly midday. Kate, Vincent, Christine, Valerian, Jane, Ambrose. I see John Matiko just joined. So you're just bringing this to a close. So if you have a parting shot you'd like to leave us with in terms of the next, action you should take, then this is the time. And I know, guys, it's really frustrating at this time. I also know that there's funding, cuts. It's been very difficult to raise this, but I also know that there are some organizations across the country that have some levels of funding. So I think speaking this out and just communicating it and putting it out there that people can see the gravity of the situation can help. So the reason why I insisted on us recording this is that, sometimes we can just complain. Personally, I have been seeing this on the WhatsApp group, but I think if we get like good action points that can be sent out, then there are people who can, chip in a little way or another. Hopefully, it's not a promise, but I think it's a good way to just put the word out. So if you have one more word, please share it very briefly in at least 30 seconds. action points.
Jeremiah, let me start with my short. I think reading at the mood of our discussion today, we must say that our country, Kenya, we are the gains are being watered down. We've done a lot to ensure that the statistic of FGM dropped, a number of girls rescued and protection. But what is happening in Kuria, West Pokot, and the rest of the counties, it is an indication that our country is not safe. So basically, for Migori County, I think we've been running away from this. I must say that especially our DCCs, the Deputy County Commissioners, have really tried their level best in terms of organizing, in terms of bringing us together and ensure that we are doing this. As much as there is frustration and even there is some sort of tiredness that have chipped in, and people are like, if they are doing, like, we don't care, like, let them do, because even the police are human. Christine has just shared that the police were attacked. There was an intel that was given by the surveillance team, the monitors we have on the ground, and when they went to arrest the cutter, the community turned against the police, and there's nothing they could do. They are also human. They have live bullets. They can cause more harm, more killings when it comes to engagement. So the best thing they can do is to retaliate and see how best they can do arrest later on. So it is really pathetic. So my call to the counties is that, can we see the action of the county commissioners? For Migori County, I have not heard the voice of county commissioner. I've not heard the voice of county commander, but indeed we've heard the voices of deputy county commissioner and whatever they are doing. But it is overwhelming. I know calling for help is not bad. Can we have the county commissioners also taking this to the headquarters, Nairobi headquarters, their offices above, their levels of communication, so that you can see action? But assuming everything is normal and girls are being mutilated, are being butchered all over the country, all over the county, it's really worrying trend. So I call upon the security apparatus. We acknowledge what they have done, even an individual policeman who are in authority. We love what they are doing, we support, and we actually say that let us have a backup. Let us have call for help so that we can stop this massive FGM happening across the countries, across Migori County and in Kuria. Then the last one is that let us ensure that we are consolidating support. We've had police talking about fuel. The frontliners don't have even airtime to communicate, give more information. I'm running a very big team of surveillance and monitors in WhatsApp groups. But what they're asking now is airtime. What are they asking? They don't have even means of even moving to get this information so that the police can rescue girls before they are cut. Can we have frontliners being supported in terms of airtime, in terms of movement, in terms of even having those? Then the last one is media engagement. Can we have strong media engagement across the border and with commitment of the security apparatus so that we can even salvage this situation? I don't have much. Let me stop there. We are frustrated. We are by our own, but again, we will not lose hope. Let us keep encouraging each other. Let us take care of our mental health and ensure that we stand to save girls and move on with our lives. But let us stop this mass FGM. I know together we can end it. As much as the situation is bad, people have lost hope, but let us encourage each other. And we really appreciate global media for even taking this time to bring us together to converse. It give us an opportunity to give it out and even heal, because some of us have seen the worst. And thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. Yeah, it's just how it is. And yeah. Is there anyone else who'd like to have a closing remark? Kama tuifungie hapo. Again, I'd said this one's going to be shared with Alex and Sadia, that you can see what can be done going forward. And maybe another convening, but we'll see how that goes as well. Kama hakuna, I'm not making any promises, but we'll try as much as possible to, at least on my part, I'll do the convenings, and whatever needs to be done, I'm giving out my time for that. So, asanteni sana. If there's no other comment, let's just end this one at this. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I also don't have the any answers as well. It's good that we have had everything. You've also typed it in the comment section. If you'd like to give us a detailed update so that it's just going to be copy pasting, then it's going to be easy. So you can also, leave a comment on the comment section of this chat before you leave. Then we can definitely pick it up from there. So if there are some points that you feel we didn't capture, you can also put them on the comment section, that it's also clear that stapetape sana tunajua ni exactly what works in your context na tusonge mbele. Okay, so we could end this one now, just saying we can jump off if you're happy to, but I'm not going to end the call, that you can continue typing in the chat section. Or if you have anything, you need to catch up with someone, again, this is the time. Sawa sawa. So sijafunga mkutano, but I think
Thank you.
we're happy to continue.
Thank
Yeah, as I jump out, I just wish to insist on having a motivation for the police officers in Korea West. Like, if you can have them just for one day and just encourage them, because they're also human beings. They can be discouraged and like, oh, acha ikazi kai. But they're the people that we are depending on the most at the moment. So thank you so much. And yeah, cheers. Let's keep going regardless.
Asante sana. I think that point is noted. And it's I'm really surprised by Korea West. But anyways, I think we're all surprised by Korea West.
For real, it's true. Yeah. We are very surprised. It's never happened this way in Korea West.
Yeah. And also, I think I was in a meeting the other day, and someone said that if it's ending FGM, I think Uganda would be the one to end FGM fastest. And so I'm still, thinking about, Buko, Kapchoro, as you've mentioned, and the progress that had been made, plus what's happening right now, as the team from West Pokot has said. So it's really interesting. Same thing with, Tanzania, the commitments, the government officials we've met. We were in Tarime the other day with Valerian, the commitment from the European Union, UNFP as well. We have grassroots organizations, like Valerians as well. Yeah, but you still see a lot happening from that community. And now we're seeing also politicians coming in, which is also, quite interesting because of President Ruto, especially in Korea, when he told them to stop cutting. I think that was basically meant to give power to the police, or, at least deter the politician from, taking a bold stand to support FGM, but it doesn't look like that worked. So it's really interesting to see those things. And yeah, I think I don't have any solutions. I'm also just reflecting here and seeing how this would work going forward. Yes, so that's my reflection. And if anyone else has anything, I'm just waiting that people finish typing on the chat section. If not, I just end the call. Yeah, but it's still open. You can also give your reflections, guys. Pauline, I cannot make any decisions, so mine is just recommendations. Yeah. John Matiko, I see you. Where are you joining us from? I don't think we've met before. Okay. All right, guys, let's call it a day. Asanteni sana is all I can say. We'll be back.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Asante sana, Valerian. Stay strong, one.
Thank you. Thank you. Asante.
All right. Goodbye, guys. I'm going to end this one now, just to say asante sana.